seriously want to help you.
부산의 한결같은 모습도 늘 감동을 주지만 이제는 부산의 미래를 꿈꾸며 2030년 부산의 새로운 도약을 기대합니다.
Busan people are very proud of their city. They want to share the city with everyone. If we get the World Expo, it'll really put Busan on a global map.
세계 박람회가 어울리는 도시, 미래를 향한 힘찬 도약. 부산에서 출발한 파도는 이미 세계를 향해 뻗어 나가고 있습니다. 2030 부산 세계 박람회. 부산이 시작하고 대한민국이 함께 이뤄갑니다. 이 캠페인은 지역과 함께하는 든든한 동반자 BNK 부산은행과 함께합니다.
Coming up next is Inside Out Busan with Laura McLucky and Minsu Shin. BFM 부산영어방송.
Hello, good evening. Happy Friday to you all out there. It's Friday, and that means that you can go and enjoy the weekend. But question, when someone asks for a recommendation of a place to visit in Busan, where do you typically suggest?
When this question comes up, information overload in my head.
어디로 가야지?
So many places here in Busan, right? 달맞이, 태종대 Park, 오륙도, 동래읍성. So many places with so much history, so much culture. Marvelous.
Marvelous. And I heard actually Busan City is offering some themed walking tours in Yeongdo as well, which connects major tourist attractions, cafes, etc.
맞아요. So 부산의 찐 시민 너를 위한 tour. I think that's what it's called, right? So what do you truly 진짜로 what do you truly like?
Yeah, I love you. I'm in a funk, so I bought a bouquet of roses and cut them up at your doorstep. Your new neighborhood is gorgeous. I paid a lot of money for the fragrances you wore when we were dating, and I sold some lemonade just to afford them. I know it's not a really good occasion to be barging in. I couldn't help but watch you hiss her by the kitchen sink. I swung the door open, tippy-toed farther in. I wasn't crying, I was staring and forgot to blink. She saw me standing by the TV and she wouldn't stop screaming, so I tried to be discreet and told her come yes. She grabbed the kitchen knife, so I put out the blick and got it all the time. Thank God I did for this, cause she was seeing bread and all I saw was you. It happened in the flash when she charged at me, y'all crisscross. Saw her fall to the floor, then you paused, and in horror that shot wasn't for her. Was it?
I might kill my ex, not the best idea. His new girlfriend's next, how I get here. I might kill my ex, I still love him though. Rather be in jail than alone. I get the sense that it's a lost cause. I get the sense that you might really love her. This text gon' be evidence. This text is evidence. I try to ration with you, no murder's a crime of passion, but you was out of reach. You was at the farmer's market with your perfect peach. Now I'm in the basement, planning on my patient. Now you laying face down, got me singing over a beat. I'm so mature, I'm so mature, I'm so mature. I got me a therapist to tell me there's other men I do more than I just want you. If I can't have you, no one will. I might kill my ex, not the best idea. His new girlfriend's next, how'd I get here? I might kill my ex, I still love him though. Rather be in jail than alone. I did it all for love. I did it all on no drugs. I did all of this sober. I did it all for us. Oh, I did it all for love. I did all of this on no drugs. I did all of this sober. Don't you know I did it all for us? I just killed my ex. Not the best idea. Killed his girlfriend next. How'd I get here? I just killed my ex. I still love him though.
I love that. A little bit of Kill Bill by SZA.
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 I like just saying that name, SZA.
SZA. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi everybody and TGIF.
Yeah.
Happy Friday, 불금입니다.
TGIF입니다.
네.
Thank goodness it's Friday.
It is.
I always get logged out of this, which means I need to log into my personal one on YouTube, and then everybody knows it's me when I comment on our live broadcast.
Yeah, listeners, if you didn't already know, we here at Inside Out Busan, every show here at BFM, we are live every day on YouTube's.
In your eyeballs and in your
네.
ear holes.
그래서 저희 들어와서 저희 예쁘고 잘생긴 얼굴들 구경할 수
오늘
있습니다.
아니야.
아, 오늘 아니에요. 그래서 저도 오늘 좀
오늘
컨디션
아니야.
그렇게 좋은 편은
And this is
아니고요.
the day that Gina comes in, and Gina's always looking glamorous. and
맞죠?
she's
너무
sitting next to
비교가
me, and I'm looking
되잖아요.
like
맞아요.
a ghost.
아니 그래도 오세요. 놀러 오고 leave comments. We like 소통행, of course, with our listeners and our viewers. So there's a lot of tourist attractions here in Busan, right? Obvious, but these days 요즘에는요 영도가 그렇게 hot place이래요.
핫플레이스지.
Yeongdo is considered a hidden gem when it comes to tourist destinations here in our city because it remains relatively unknown to a lot of visitors. Due to its location, it may not be easily accessible, for those maybe like, I don't know, thinking of like a morning trip or an afternoon trip because you got to kind of go out of the
Yeah.
way to get to Yeongdo.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, I'm Laura McLucky.
Oh, I missed Shin. That's right. We
this
do
is
need to let
Inside
you
Out
know
Busan.
who we are in case you need to, file in complaints and
Yeah.
point out who.
We're not doing our job properly. But however, getting back to the point, we are talking about Yeongdo, and I don't know how much you've been to Yeongdo. A lot?
A fair amount, I would say.
I love Yeongdo, one of my favorite areas of town. Very peaceful Hinyeol 문화마을, the culture village.
좋죠.
It's a lot of people say it's Korea's version of Santorini.
Ooh, I mean, I've never been to Santorini, but I believe it
But you should
because I've never
believe
been.
It sits on the cliffs and it looks over the ocean, and it's just really beautiful.
네.
Also, did you know that Busan, especially Yeongdo, is emerging more as a global coffee destination? And Busan is home to 3 baristas that are adorned with titles from all these global competitions.
맞아요. World Barista Champions. 3 of them residing here in Busan. So as we mentioned earlier, 부산의 찐시민 너를 위한 tour. I love the sound, like the title of it. I love it, even though it's kind of long. You just know, 이게 진짜 찐이다, right?
찐찐찐찐찐이야.
네. You got to get it out of your system.
I
know,
can.
right?
It's Friday.
By incorporating storytelling as well as being like kind of being there in the middle of the thick of it, being in the thick of it, the middle of the thick of it. It's a very intimate tour because it aims to rejuvenate tourism of Yeongdo-gu because it's an area that's often perceived as difficult to access. It's only for old people. There's nothing for young people over there. No, 제가 다시 말하자면 hot place입니다 요즘.
Hot place입니다. So hot, don't burn yourself. Careful. Good.
금요일입니다. 네.
But these walking tours are really cool. I love to walk, and I love to walk in beautiful places. Most of all, I love history. And that's what you can really learn about this. You learn, you enjoy, all at the same time. So these tours introduce you to all these prominent tourist attractions in Yeongdo. There's 4 distinct themes based on your preference. Coffee, of course. Cakes.
Ooh.
That's right up your alley.
Coffee and cakes.
Cakes. Photography.
Oh.
And night view vistas.
The hair on my arm is standing up right
Standing
now.
up.
Coffee and cakes
Coffee
you
and
mentioned.
cake. 아,
right?
시킬까? 시키자.
좀 땡기긴 한데요.
커피의 진심.
네.
그죠? 다방의 진심.
네.
사진의 진심. 야경의 진심. 그리고 여러분 어디에 찐심인가요?
네. 그럼 영도 말고 what's a 찐심 place to you?
What does 진심 mean?
찐심, as the name of the tour suggests, 찐심, like 찐찐할 때, 진짜 할 때 찐이고, 네,
Like 진짜
네, and
관심.
심 is that no
관심.
관심할 때 그 심이에요?
신 맞아요.
Oh, here we go, trying to figure out what
In
Korean
fact, I don't know
characters
why
mean.
I'm saying it. I don't know. Don't ask me because I'm not a native speaker. But it's a place that you're really, really interested in. Like you're actually really interested
Okay.
in, right?
Yeah, I believe it.
맞아요?
맞을 거예요.
Oh, okay,
네.
okay.
Let's say it is. Then
그러면-
what's a 찜신 place to you?
Places that I can learn about Korean history.
Ah.
Places that I can still see old Korea.
Okay.
And places that I can, like, especially that why I love Hinyeol village is that because when you look out at the ocean, you see all these ships, you see all the way to the Songdo cable car, the skywalk, all of those things, and you can see all. But this was the place that the refugee ships would have come in when they were coming during the Korean War. They would have come through this port and they
맞아요.
came through into Yeongdo, and so this is what they would be looking at, like the place that you're standing is what the refugees would be looking at as they fled during the Korean War. And I think how much of a privilege is it and how poignant and how profound is it to be standing in the same place where people would have been standing at that time and
Yeah.
witnessing that kind of like really important part of history. And so I love places that I can feel 옛날 분위기.
완전 로란트는 용도가 진짜 찐심이네요. 찐심 곳이네요.
찐심이지.
네, 저는 광안리입니다.
광안리? 집이니까.
제 집이고요. 네, 광안리 사랑합니다. 광안리 사랑하고요. 수영구 사랑합니다. 네, get in touch with me, alright?
Can't say. Oh, who? Who's gonna? Suyong-gu's
I
gonna
don't
get in
know.
touch?
I somebody, right? Because I
yeah.
love Seonggu and Gwangali so much.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get our show going on. Lots to do in the first hour, but let's get to today's News Bites.
It's time for News Bites. Christine's here in the studio. Hi, Christine.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are we doing today?
I'm doing okay. It is my last day though. So.
맞아요.
It
Everybody,
is.
it's Christine's final day because today is the final day of our season. Next week marks a new season here at BEFM. So Christine is taking a vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christine, how long have you been on Inside Out?
5 straight years. I'm actually really sad that I don't get to do Inside Out anymore because it's the thing that I've been doing since 2018. Yeah.
That's before the pandemic.
But
Before the pandemic.
you can find us on here and send us messages and we'll respond. We'll just have a chat with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're expecting you to tune in every day when you're not with us here in
Well,
the studio.
hopefully IOB starts doing those call-ins so I can still be on air. You know, 아직 욕심 있어요. Like, I'll just come back.
우리 청취자들이랑 전화 통화하는 거 좀 엄청 오랜만에 엄청 오래된 것 같은데요.
하고 싶어요.
Yeah, we should do it.
Yeah, we wouldn't mind connecting with you on the
Promote
phone.
it for Christine.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll try to fit that into the new season.
Christine for 2023.
Christine, your last News Bites. Let's make it a good one.
Yeah. Okay, you may have seen a video going around online, but an Asiana Airlines plane had its door open mid-flight today.
My goodness.
Yeah, it was very scary. There were 194 people on board, and this happened just before landing at Daegu International Airport. Several passengers experienced breathing difficulties because of it.
Wow, I mean, that's something I can't even
stuff of
imagine.
nightmares.
Yeah, happening.
So scary.
Are the passengers, are they okay? What happened?
So none of them fell out, which is great.
Yeah.
And none of them were severely injured or anything. But among the passengers, there were apparently 48 elementary and middle school athletes that were supposed to compete at a national sports event in Busan
gosh.
tomorrow. And they were crying and shaking in fear. And especially those who were sitting next to the exit, they were probably really panicked. Apparently 12 panicked passengers had breathing difficulty, and some of them were taken to the hospital. Now, authorities think that it isn't anything serious to be worried about, but they might have experienced hyperventilating. Yeah, and no other damages were reported, and the plane finally landed safely.
My gosh, right? Mid-flight. How did the door even open?
Well, that's the thing. One of the passengers that was seated near the exit touched a door lever. He is a 33-year-old man, and he is being inspected right now. He did not tell authorities why he did so. He is keeping his mouth shut about that. He was traveling alone, and he was said not to be drunk at the time, but they have arrested him. They are looking into the situation of why he decided to do that and how to punish him based on his motive.
How would you punish that or how would he be punished in the States?
In America, I think, any type of criminal activity or illegal activity that puts the lives of hundreds of people on board a plane, I don't know how you compare it to things like murder or things like that, but pretty high up there.
It's like an act of terrorism.
Yeah, a prison sentence.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would file it under some kind of act of terrorism.
So yes, I think same in the UK. If you are doing anything like laws on airplanes, super strict.
Oh yeah.
So you're doing anything on an airplane, you prison sentence.
My gosh. I do hope we come down, there a reason is given, and I don't think there's any right reason for him to open the door, obviously, during mid-flight. So,
but I'm glad all the children are safe.
That's most important.
Hopefully they recover from this trauma.
Most important.
Yeah, they'll never fly again, though.
No, that's trauma that they'll never forget, right?
Yeah.
Probably. All right, thank you so much for this update. What's next?
Let's talk about Nuri because I do have an update on its mission. The Science Ministry said that their main satellite successfully entered orbit and made multiple communications with ground stations.
Yay!
Yay! So the main satellite, its name is NextSat-2. Not very creative, but
NextSat.
Yeah, you'll remember that one for sure, right?
Yeah. So it was deployed from Nuri yesterday evening, if you remember, within 13 minutes. And then 7 other microsatellites were also released in 20-second intervals.
So we watched it live, and then it just kind of disappeared. And I didn't watch it after that. I didn't really wait for an update.
Well, there's not a lot to see.
It was a very exciting 30 seconds,
It was so exciting, and then it was like, okay, well, let's move on. But when was communication made with the ground stations?
Actually, not so long after we watched it. So at 7:07 p.m. last night, it made communication first with King's Haejong Station, which is in Antarctica. And then also later on, within 50 minutes or so, it made communication with a station in Daejeon. So it also made two-way communication 7 times with this Daejeon station afterwards and other overseas posts earlier today. Now, all of the satellite's operational functions, including the power generation and data processing, they are known to be working well. So
Good.
it's doing good.
Good
Glad
news.
to hear that. Okay, tell us about the main satellite.
Yeah, so this is a 180 kilogram satellite that's designed and developed by the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology. For the next 2 years, it's going to be demonstrating X-band radar technology and measure space radiation on a dawn-dusk orbit, meaning it's going along with the orbit of the sun.
Have we heard from the other satellites?
Yeah, so there are 7 other ones. 2 of the 4 ones that are also developed by the Korea Astronomy and Space Science Institute, they have made communication, and then 2 of the 3 others have also corresponded with ground stations. But we haven't heard from 3 that yet. So 3 out of the 8 have been silent so far. Hopefully, we are able to get in touch with those as well.
Good.
Yeah, right? Once again, very exciting.
Space.
What's next?
Yeah. Let's talk about Guam. Have you ever been stuck during your travels somewhere?
Oh, yeah. I was stuck in Osaka once.
Yeah. How
I'd stay
long
there
was that?
2 days. I had to stay there 2 extra days because of really bad weather.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, not
weather
fun.
is not great.
People are like, oh, you got to stay 2 extra days in vacation. No, that wasn't vacation. That was like waiting, basically.
What were you doing?
I mean,
waiting with delicious food, though.
yeah, we were doing a lot of that, but still, like, we didn't know when we had to the airlines were supposed to get in touch with us. So we're like,
Yeah, I think that's what makes it bad is the uncertainty. You just have to
Yeah.
always be on hold, right? So apparently 3,200 South Korean tourists are experiencing the same thing in Guam right now.
goodness.
because of Typhoon Mawar, which has been massive. The international airport has remained closed. Most of the tourists are known to be staying in local hotels.
Now, are there any damage because of the typhoon? Hopefully not.
Yeah, so the diplomatic office of South Korea stationed in Guam's capital said that, when the typhoon landed, everyone was indoors in accordance with the government's alert. There have been no reports of casualties among the tourists. But the official did say that there have been some widespread inconveniences because of things like water shortages, power outages in hotels and other facilities.
Yeah. Then when can they come back?
Yeah, it's going to be a long trip. So it seems that they will be there for some time. Local authorities expect international flights to start up again at June 1st at the earliest, which is next Thursday.
That's late next week.
Yeah, it's going to take them about a week at least. The full resumption of international flights could possibly take more because they do need to drain the rainwater and also look into the safety of the landing strip at the airport. And according to the officials, South Korean diplomatic authorities are looking into ways to support the tourists with the local government. And some stories circulating online show that, some of the hotels have actually refused to let the tourists stay because of everything that's going on, and they're sleeping in lobbies and banquet hall areas. So it might be
not a
very
fun
tough.
holiday.
Yeah.
No.
It's not only the tourists, probably, Guam trying to adhere to just everybody being stuck. Right, on the island. Well, we're going to have to wait for updates on that. We have time real quick for one more bit of news.
Yes, let's talk about a satirical poster or satirical posters that have gotten an artist into legal trouble without actual due legal process. So these posters are of President Yoon Suk-yeol, and they were posted near the presidential office in Yongsan District. The artist, whose name is, the artist has actually been what we call, he's summarily indicted. So he isn't going through the legal process, but he has already been indicted. He apparently put this all over the subway station in line number 4 last September.
So how can you be indicted without having the legal process?
So the police investigated this and handed it over to the prosecution. They indicted Lee Byung-ha on May 1st on charges of violating the law on outdoor ads and misdemeanors acts. And they slapped him a fine of 3 million won, which is about $2,000 US. And the artist said that, all he did was post an artwork of a generic emotion he was feeling. And he said that he doesn't understand how he can have this punishment being sought after him with excessive legal standards. So maybe it's a little bit too strict and too strong for what he had done.
Yeah. I've never heard of in South Korea for a very, very long time people being punished for having artistic expression.
Yeah. All right. Well, Christine, with today being your last News Bites with us, we have a bunch of people wanting to say goodbye to you.
Oh, okay.
We have Jay님 saying, Christine, 벌써 슬프고 벌써 그리워요. 너무 멋진 방송인 Christine. 오겹살 조아님 saying, her last day, oh no. 노르님 saying, 방송으로 매일 만나는 것도 it got cut off. 만나도 친구가 될 수 있는 걸 알았는데 너무 서운해요. So very sad that you're leaving. 수지님 saying, Christine, you're so pretty today. Fabulous as always. I already miss you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Long-time listeners, obviously fans of you. Very recognizable voice, right? They've become so close to you over the years, right? We here at Inside Out Busan are very sad to see you go, Christine. Thank you so much for all your hard work over the years.
Thanks for being such great hosts, and I'll definitely miss you, but I'll talk to you on YouTube.
Yes,
Yeah.
right?
Find us on YouTube.
We'll be waiting for you,
Distract
Christine.
me on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know I need that.
I know you're easily distracted. I'll be right there.
Christine, 너무 수고했고 너무
네.
수고했습니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you so much.
수고했어요.
That'll do it for News Bites with Christine, right? Let's take a quick song break.
Okay.
Yeah.
아 싫어. 너무 안
이건
좋아.
뭐냐면 goodbye잖아요. 저도 싫습니다.
All right. Well, let's play. And it's even Charlie Puth, who I hate. God. Charlie Puth. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's not how this works.
Thought the day you disappeared that it was over. Didn't even hear you leaving. Saw you with someone and thought that it was closure. But you still tell me that you need me. Baby, why? Tell me why? Can't you just make up your mind? Quit messing with my head. You can't say you hate me, then call me when you're hurt. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. You can't walk away, then come back to what we were. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. No, 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 no. Baby, that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. Oh. Stop reminding me of when we said forever. I know exactly what you're doing. Or when you say you need to drop off all my sweaters, it's just one of your excuses. Baby, why? Tell me why? Can't you just make up your mind? Quit messing with my head. You can't say you hate me, then call me when you're hurt. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. You can't walk away, then come back to where we were. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. No, don't say that you're in love with me. Yeah. 'Cause I know it's not what you mean. You can't say you hate me, then call me when you're hurt. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. Baby, can't walk away, then come back to what we were. Baby, you know that's not how this works. That's not how this works. No, 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 no. Baby, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. No, 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 no. Baby, that's not how this works.
Oh, welcome back to the show.
Charlie
Guess who's
Puth.
back in the house.
Charlie Puth, that's not how it works.
Charlie Puth. Do you know, it's something. It's like Joss Stone. There's something about the name that just doesn't make me feel comfortable.
Oh, wow. Already judging based on somebody's name.
Don't judge a book by its cover, but like
Very
I'll judge
classy,
a
Laura.
person by their name. Laura McLucky, how do you judge that?
Minsu Shin, how do you judge that?
It reminds me of a body part.
Minsu Shin?
Shin.
Shin? Ah, like your shin, like your
shin,
legs,
like
right?
a bone on your leg.
Laura reminds me of you.
Oh,
See, that's how I value your name.
it's just good.
We apologize, Charlie Puth.
One of us does. Welcome back to the show, everybody. 6:35 on the clock. It's Friday, the 26th of May. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday. How you doing, Minsu?
Pretty good. Can't say the same about the weather, I think. Super gloomy when I walked in the studio.
To be fair, I really like this weather, but a lot of people don't. So let me tell you more about it. It's currently averaging 20 degrees Celsius here in Busan. Not too bad. Morning lows tomorrow morning of 18, afternoon highs of 24. Also not bad. It's going to be hot and humid this weekend with temperatures exceeding 25 degrees Celsius. Saturday will be cloudy and it will start raining from Sunday evening and continue until Tuesday.
Gosh.
맞아요.
My two favorite words, hot and humid, right? 이번 주말은 25도를 넘어 덥고 습한 날씨가 예상됩니다.
네.
토요일은 흐리며 구름이 많겠고요. 일요일 저녁부터 비가 내리기 시작하여 다음 주 화요일까지 이어지겠습니다. 그래서 여러분 우산 꼭 챙기세요. 며칠 동안. On to our traffic congestion on 가야대로 from 서면 롯데 백화점 going towards 서면 junction. Also on 중앙대로 from 명주 junction going towards 초량 junction. Slow moving traffic on 금곡대로 from 화명 롯데 캐슬 아파트 going towards 수정 station. And also on 성남로 from 좌천 고가 bridge going towards 부두 junction. Everybody.
Drive safe.
네.
All right, let's get to the IOB 5분 상식.
Let's do it.
It's time for Inside Out Busan's 5분 상식, getting you in the know with some of the most trending and useful and need-to-know words and expressions in the whole wide world. 5분만 들으면 유식해지는 시간이죠.
네, 오늘은요 공복 중에 유산소 운동을 오래 하면 좋다 안 좋다 알아보도록 하겠습니다.
Okay, son, it's time for your workout. But remember, you should never work out on an empty stomach. All right.
엄마, oh come on. I've heard of doing cardio on an empty stomach burns more fat, but I've already eaten 3 bags of chips and I'm on my 4th one.
What?
So it won't work. 운동은 공복에 해야 되잖아요. 난 이미 틀렸어.
Oh my God. 4 bags of chips? Hey, son, that's just a myth. Don't forget, I'm the best health trainer in this city, and I'm your mom. Yeah, all right. You need fuel for energy during your workout. Let's go.
I'm not really into building muscles. Even cardio, just leave me alone.
Hey,
Gosh.
no excuses, mister. Today we're gonna pump some iron and sculpt those muscles of yours. All right.
엄마, can't we just do some breathing exercises? 우리 숨쉬기 운동만 하면 안 돼요.
Hey, man, no distractions. Let's do it. We gotta focus on your workout, young man. All right.
귀찮아. 진짜 저 그런 엄마 있으면 진짜 집 나갈 것 같아요, 저. 진짜 집 나갈 것 같아요, 저.
All right. So annoying.
벌써 화나네. I heard cardio is a full body workout that utilizes fat and carbs as energy through the supply of oxygen during exercise. That is from the Webster Dictionary, it sounds like.
Yep.
Examples include walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, and hiking. But Laura, question. Doing cardio on an empty stomach, is it good for you, especially if you're trying to lose weight?
Okay, so I don't know what the script says, but let me tell you as my personal experience.
Off script, I like this.
Off script.
네.
I would never ever recommend anyone to do this.
On an empty stomach.
It's not even like cardio for weight loss. Like if you're just running for 40 minutes on the treadmill to lose weight, I think you're grossly misunderstanding what your body needs. Anyway, it is said that performing cardio on an empty stomach for about 30 minutes to an hour of cardio for weight, like that's insane to me, is effective for weight loss. When engaging in cardio, carbohydrates and fat are burned. However, if there's no food intake, there's no carbs available for the body to consume. So it ends up burning fat instead, in theory. Therefore, cardio exercise on an empty stomach can be helpful for reducing body fat in certain circumstances.
Now, I have another question.
Yep.
Is it true that it's not good to do cardio on an empty stomach for a long time? 공복에 운동을 오래 하는 건 어떤가요, 그러면?
So if your goal is to increase muscle, no. You should be really cautious about, exercising on an empty stomach. Exercising on an empty stomach for a long time can lead to a decrease in muscle mass because it burns not only carbs and fats, but proteins. And if you do too much cardio, especially on an empty stomach, some muscles can be broken down and used as fuel.
Yeah, right. Then tell us of the downsides of losing muscle mass.
Okay, so basically muscles are your insurance policy. Especially as you get older, you lose muscle mass by the decade, right? So muscle mass decreases and your basal metabolic rate also decreases, which can lead to things like a tendency to gain weight, and there's also a greater risk of overeating or binge eating after exercising on an empty stomach. And muscle loss is considered an important factor in aging.
Oh, yeah.
And so your muscles, remember, like your muscles are what controls your, not to get too sciencey, but basically hormones and your ability to metabolize things. And it's also your support system for your joints.
맞아요.
So you should get more muscles as you get older.
Yeah. And folks, if you can, try to, I don't know, when you are trying to get into like dieting, if you're really not sure about what to, in terms of, what to eat or what not to eat, exercise before and after, contact, a professional who might help you.
Yes.
So is it true that it's not good to do cardio on an empty stomach for a long time? 공복에 유산소 운동을 75분 이상 오래 하면요. 근육량을 감소시킬 수 있으니 유의해 주세요. 오늘의 5분 상식이었습니다. 김대리, 퇴근하나?
예, 부장님.
집이 괴정이지? 같은 방향인데 같이 가지? 요즘 회사 생활 어떤가?
예, 저 열심히 잘하고 있습니다.
결혼 생활도 재밌지?
예, 뭐 즐겁죠, 예. 저 그 라디오라도 좀.
그래 라디오.
네가 저번 주에 온 심참인 것 같네.
22번 훈련병.
진짜 회사 생활 쉽지 않다. 어색한 이 순간 인사이드 아웃 부산과 함께하세요. 오늘은
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for TGIF Live Studio. Gina's in the house. Whoa.
Accident.
Gina's breaking things in the house.
안녕하세요.
I got you. Talk.
Sorry,
Gina's breaking the house.
There we go.
Thank you.
Gina's tearing the house apart.
진아 씨
Gina.
나중에 끝나고 2천만 원 입금해 주세요. 네, 고장냈습니다. How are you, Gina?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to hear. All right, TGIF, the final TGIF of this season, actually.
Yep.
But Gina, you will be back next season doing more, right?
Yes.
So my turn this week.
민수, yeah. So,
start things off.
이럴 때 이런 노래.
네.
Why? What song did you choose and why?
So I'm on this like 80s, like late 70s, like 80s, like Korean rock binge these days, right? I think I performed this Korean rock song last week.
Yeah.
네, 기억날지 모르겠는데요. And I still brought one for this week.
Oh, good.
네, 근데 오늘 할 거는요. It's a very famous one, made famous by 범죄와의 전쟁, right? That 최민식 movie. It is 풍문으로 들었소. 네, a rock classic here in Korea.
Yay.
Because, you know, the new season, BFM, is going to start next week, right? So, you know, with my mind wondering 싱숭생숭 before the new season, 풍문으로 들었어 is like, you know, I heard like this, I heard that. So rumors going around. So I just want to tell people all the rumors that you had, you're going to have to wait till next week to see what has come true.
He's lost me completely. I have no idea what you're talking about now.
아니야, 풍문으로 들었어 means I heard it through the grapevine or I got wind of something, right? Rumors. That's what the song's about.
I thought you were just going off on one. I was
네.
like, what? Anyway.
그래서 이 노래 갖고 왔습니다.
Okay, well, are you ready?
Let's do it.
You want to clear your throat? Let's go.
그대 없는 나나들이 그 얼마나 외로웠나 멀리 있는 그대 생각 이 밤 따라 길어지네 하얀 얼굴 그리울 때 내 마음에 그려보며 우리 다시 만난 날을 손꼽으며 기다렸네 풍문으로 들었소 그대에게 애인이 생겼다는 그 말을 풍문으로 들었소 내 마음은 서러워 나는 울고 말았네 하루 이틀 지나가고 그대 진실 알았을 때 내 사랑 가득 담아 그대에게 보내주리 난 풍문으로 들었소 풍문으로 들었어 그대 없는 나나들이 그 얼마나 외로웠나 멀리 있는 그대 생각 이 밤 따라 길어지네 하얀 얼굴 그리울 때 내 마음에 그려보며 우리 다시 만나는 날 손꼽으며 기다렸네 나 들었어 우우우우 나 들었어 우우우우 나 들었어 우우우우 나 들었어 풍문으로 들었어 그대에게 애인이 생겼다는 그 말을 풍문으로 들었어 내 마음은 서러워 나는 울고 말았네 풍문으로 들었어 풍문으로 들었어 The organ's getting a little tiring though. Gracias. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 네.
잘합니다.
네.
잘했습니다.
이광호님, 와 진짜 대단한 용기네. 이탈이래요. 그 정도였어요, 저? 어이구 이광호님 죄송합니다. 네, I don't know. I wasn't coming through my earphones maybe too well.
진짜?
네.
JB님 with a big thumbs up, 혜연님 with a big thumbs up, and this, and this, and this. Laura님 with a little emoji going. May or may not.
이제
be
로라
me.
거는 읽지 맙시다.
김주호님 불금과 어울리는
맞아요.
곡입니다.
그것 때문에도 갖고 왔어요. 불금이랑
민수
너무
좀
어울려서.
디바님.
네.
맞아요.
You have to be a little michoso to do something like this, right?
맞습니다. All right, let's get into it. I want to hear what Gina's got for us this
Yay.
week. 'Cause I know she's
Yes.
got a lovely long song for us this week. Gina,
네.
what song did you bring for us and why?
저 오늘 김광석의 서른쯤에 가져왔습니다.
이유는요?
저 내일 되면 생일이거든요. 내일 되면 서른이에요.
내일
서른이라고?
서른이라고요?
네, 만 30살이에요.
넘어갑시다 빨리.
그래서
그러면은
서른쯤에
들어주세요.
가져왔잖아요.
네.
아니요 축하드립니다 진짜.
네.
저 서른 기억도 안 나요 사실.
30살은 is not as good as 31살, which is what I am. So, you know, welcome to the 30 team.
사기치지 마세요. 우리 지금 we're live on air.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you ready, Gina?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Okay. Well, happy birthday, Gina. Let's take it away.
또 하루 멀어져 간다 내 품은 담배 연기처럼 점점 더 멀어져 간다. 머물러 있는 청춘인 줄 알았는데 비어가는 내 가슴 속엔 더 아무것도 찾을 수 없네. 계절은 다시 돌아오지만 떠나간 내 사랑은 어디에. 내가 떠나보낸 것도 아닌데 내가 떠나온 것도 아닌데. 조금씩 잊혀져 간다. 머물러 있는 사랑인 줄 알았는데 또 하루 멀어져 간다. 매일 이별하며 살고 있구나. 매일 이별하며 살고 있구나.
Beautiful.
I don't know what you
Beautiful.
were talking about. I didn't get any of the lyrics, but I just loved it. You know, music is perfect for that. You don't need music is a language.
맞아요. 진아 씨,
Just
lots
so
of messages.
Peaceful time.
네, we have Mr. E saying 진아 예뻐요 mean
감사합니다.
not commenting on her performance at
Mr. E,
all.
what about the song?
We have JB님 saying sorry being 40 would be 금방. 30에서 40살 되는 건 금방 된대요.
맞아요. 장난 아니네.
오겹살 조아님, I love this song so beautiful. 내 나이 돌리도. 진짜. 네. Adrian Hill님 saying beautiful. 앞전이랑 극망하게 배교가. 여러분 일부러 그렇게 했어요 제가. 항상 진아 씨가 메인 스팟라이트 돼야 되잖아요.
맞아요. We're
네.
just here to warm up. Like this, we're not here for serious performances. Come on.
Come on, folks. Are you really taking me
Stop it.
seriously?
Minsu, I loved your performance. I thought it was beautiful.
아니에요.
It was
괜찮습니다.
beautiful.
네.
I want to hear this one more time.
겁나 삐졌습니다. 나나. 우리 김주호님 saying 심금을 울리는 목소리입니다. 진아 씨. 진아 씨, happy birthday to you.
축하드립니다.
네. As a person that has 1 year more on her,
Let
any
me tell you,
advice?
it's all downhill from here. So enjoy it while it lasts. Gina, thank you so much. We'll see you again.
We'll see you in the new season, okay?
Bye. All right, it's time for us to say goodbye. Until 7 o'clock, we'll be here live streaming the whole time. This is Leave Before You Love Me by Marshmello and Jonas Brothers. Stick around.
Ain't taking my foot off the gas. And it only took me one night to see the end of the line. Staring deep in your eyes. Dancing on the edge, got to take it too far. It's messing with my head, how I mess with your heart. If you wake up in your bed, alone in the dark, I'm sorry. Gotta leave before you love me. 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 But when I leave the party behind, don't care if they notice. Yeah, no. I'll just catch you right. I'd rather be lonely, yeah, than wrapped around your body too tight. Yeah, I'm the type to get naked. Won't give my heart a full breaking. Cause I'm just gonna be staying, staying. Dancing on the edge, 'cause we're taking too far.
지글재글 움직인대.
누가?
척추라인에 맞춰서 움직인대.
누가?
누구긴 누가 엔모션 프로지. 척추를 지그재그로 틀어 꾹꾹 눌러주는 움직임. 누가의 시그니처 모션. 누가 베스트 엔모션 프로. 가까운 누가페에서 만나요. 의료기기 광고입니다.
Hello, this is Busan Immigration Office. Have you heard of Korea Immigration and Integration Program?
What is the KIIP?
The Korea Immigration and Integration Program, KIIP, is a social integration training program by the Ministry of Justice to help immigrants adjust to life in South Korean society. It helps them develop basic knowledge of the Korean culture, language, and understanding Korean society, among others.
Ah, so is this a Korean language education for foreign nationals?
The KIIP is comprised of not only Korean language and cultural education, but also of programs on understanding Korean society. Immigrants can learn basic knowledge across the entire Korean society through this program.
That's interesting. Are there any other bonuses to completing the KIIP?
There are multiple benefits for those who complete the program, including exemptions from permanent or citizen naturalization tests and bonus points for residence permits.
Well, I'd better hurry up and go sign up. Thanks for the information.
For details, please visit www.socinet.go.kr.
This was brought to you by Busan Immigration Office and BFM 부산영어방송.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
꼬리에 꼬리를 무는 품격 있는 토크. 시끄러워 죄송합니다. 로라 민수의 Inside Out Busan.
Welcome back to Inside Out Busan, everybody. My name's Laura McCluckey.
And my name's Min-Soo Shin. What tone are you going with this?
I'm going for the tone of, I don't know, it's like a 10-year-old who's a little bit indignant.
Like 삐졌어. A little bit, right?
My name's Laura McCluckey.
And my name's Min-Soo Shin. Mommy didn't give me a cookie today.
And this is Friday, the 26th of May.
When are we finished?
1 hour.
Are we
from
there
now.
yet?
피곤하다.
You started it.
I did. I regret nothing. Anyway, it is, you are here for the second half of the show. We are streaming live on YouTube. Come and find us. Search for BEFM or 부산영어방송. We're also on BEFM on 90.5 and 103.3 FM. So welcome to our show. I'm Laura McCluckey.
Min-Soo Shin for the third time, folks.
Yeah.
For the third time.
There we go. It is time for On the Mic. This is where we send our reporters out into the wild and they come and interview you, our citizens. So we learn all about the lives of you.
Yeah.
So let's see who's on the mic today.
네, 지금 제 주변에 아주 멋스러운 물건들이 있고 다양한 도구와 장비들이 보이는데요. 어떤 일을 하시는 분일까요?
저는 이제 가죽을 가지고 뭐 지갑을 만들고 소품을 만들고 가방을 만드는 일을 가죽 공방을 운영하고 있거든요.
아,
32살이고 이름은 최문석이라고 합니다.
가죽 공예를 하시는 일은 언제부터 어떻게 시작하게 되셨을까요?
제가 이제 대학교 졸업 작품을 해야 되는데 디자인과다 보니까 제가 가방을 손대게 됐어요. 가방 디자인을 하다가 저는 뭔가 이렇게 구조가 디자인이 이렇게 됐으면 좋겠는데 제가 의뢰를 했던 곳은 자꾸 안 된다고 좀 얘기를 하길래 왜 안 될까 궁금하던 좀 그게 있어가지고 그거를 내가 직접 만들어 봐야겠다라고 시작을 해가지고 대학교 때 이제 시작을 해서 지금까지 계속 하고 있거든요.
그 가방은 현재도 혹시 들고 다니시고 계신가요?
아니요. 안 되는 건 안 되더라고요.
안 되는 거였어요.
제일 힘들더라고요.
직접 만들어 보니까 알 수 있는.
네.
다양한 소재 중에서도 유독 이 가죽이 내 마음에 끌린 이유가 있을까요?
뭐 사실 저도 아예 가죽을 모르고 시작했는데 가죽을 접하다 보니까 그 가죽이 주는 감성이 좀 있더라고요. 저는 좀 깔끔한 가죽을 잘 안 쓰고 좀 더 자연스러운 그 소가죽을 그대로 느낄 수 있는 베지터블 가죽이라고 해서 소의 외피를 가지고 보통 이제 작업을 하거든요. 그러면 소가 가지고 있는 주름이라든지 뭐 모공 자국이라든지 그런 부분들을 저는 좀 되게 자연스러운 멋이라고 생각을 해가지고 그거를 되게 너무 마음에 들더라고요. 사람들도 호불호는 있어요.
네.
깔끔한 가죽을 선호하시는 분도 계시는데 저는 이걸 계속 몇 년 동안 계속 유지를 하고 있거든요. 그런 감성이죠.
그 빈티지하게 에이징된 듯한.
네, 맞아요.
저는 베지터블 가죽이 소가죽인지 몰랐었거든요, 사실. 비건 레더랑은 좀 다른 건가요?
그렇죠.
아.
이제 소가죽인데 베지터블 가죽이라고 하는 거는 소가죽을 식물성 염료들로 사용을 해가지고 가공을 시킨 그런 뜻이라고 생각하시는 게 좀 이해가 빠르실 건데
네.
이제 그런 가죽이 있고 이제 그런 가죽은 외피를 가지고 보통 이제 작업을 해요. 그래서 이제 좀 에이징도 되고 우리 피부처럼 에이징도 되고 태닝이 되는 건데 에이징이 안 되고 태닝이 안 되는 가죽들은 이제 화학 염료를 써가지고 무늬를 이쁘게 만들고 네, 뭐 그 패턴 같은 거 찍혀 있는 그런 무늬 그런 가죽들이 이제 크롬 가죽이라고 하는 또 계열이거든요.
저뿐만 아니라 아마 많은 분들의 버킷리스트나 그 취미 로망 안에 가죽 공예가 한 번씩은 다 체험하고 싶은 분들이 있으신 것 같아요. 배우러 찾아오시는 분들이 많으시죠.
많다고 하기는 잘 모르겠는데 없진 않은 것 같고 이제 수업을 따로 받으시는 분들도 계시고 원데이로 그냥 한 지금 제일 오래된 분들은 한 달에 한 번씩 오는데 한 2년 동안 오시는 분도 계시거든요.
되게 많은 물건이 있는데 혹시 애착이 가는 유독 내가 만들 때 가장 나를 행복하게 하는 품목이 있을까요?
주문 제작을 하다 보면은 저는 전부 다 애착이 가거든요. 그래서 손님한테 돈을 받고 제가 드려야 되잖아요. 근데 그게 좀 힘들어요.
내가 갖고 싶은
네.
손님들의 주문으로 만들었지만 네, 애착이 가서 내 손을 떠나보내기 싫은
계속 늘 그런 것 같아요.
늘. 와. 사실 제가 되게 어리석은 질문을 했네요. 이 중에 가장 애착이 가는 게 뭐냐니. 모든 게 핸드메이드인 곳에서. 네. 마지막으로 저희 부산 영어방송 청취자분들께 한마디 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
요즘에는 특히나 이렇게 일이라든지 뭐 어떤 경기라든지 그게 참 많이 안 좋다고 얘기를 많이 들었는데 사실 너무 이제 치이는 게 좀 있는 것 같아요. 사람들도 같이 치이고 일적으로도 치이고 하는데 운영하고 있는 이 공방은 되게 조용한 골목에서 진행을 하고 있는데 그냥 만약에 혹시라도 뭐 좀 힐링을 생각하고 오시거나 잠깐 뭐 데이트라든지 그렇게 생각하신다면은 뭐 잠깐 놀러 오셔가지고 이게 수다도 떨고 뭐 커피도 한잔 마시면서 뭐 가죽 냄새도 맡으면서 이런 자리 한번 만들어 가시는 것도 되게 좋을 것 같다라고 말씀을 한번 드리고 싶네요. 네.
네.
That was a very chilled way to end the clip.
Yeah.
네.
Very, very soft, very soothing. 우리 guest 최문성님.
Yeah. And our reporter Kim Ji-soo.
Yeah. So 최문성님 runs a leather crafting workshop. 네, 가죽 공예 or 공방. He's the 대표 there. Have you ever tried like leather work before? Like at one of these like workshops?
It's really, really difficult.
엄청 어려운데요.
Yeah.
엄청 시간도 엄청 오래 걸리는데 like the final product, even like I think what did I make last time? I made like a leather case for my phone. Some like like those like you just stick it in your phone. Stick your phone in it. But like after I made everything, 근데 like making something out of leather, 기분 진짜 좋았어요.
It's really hard. You know what I do I say often, but the thing that I've done the most is hammered things into a belt, a leather belt to make an extra hole.
Ah.
And that's really hard.
Yeah.
Use my teeth, use the knife.
Why would you use your teeth?
to make it softer, make it wet. And like gnaw it like a goat's tooth in there. And it's really tough. Leather crafting is such a skill.
Yeah, but obviously, 우리 최문성님 very, very gifted in his craft. He majored in design at university. He's been designing leather bags, various other things. And Jisoo reporter asked him, what's your favorite thing that you have made so far, right? Your baby. And he says, they're all my kids. You can't just pick one.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure that's what every artist feels about their work.
Yeah.
You can't just pick just one.
I love that he also likes vegan leather. With natural dyes.
I was curious, what is considered what's vegan leather? Like leather that's not from
leather that's
cow
not from
or
an
animal?
Yeah.
I wonder how you make that.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I would say probably harder than normal leather or cow leather or alligator leather.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that also called leather?
Alligator skin?
I don't know. I feel like if I think about it, I don't want to wear anything that's leather. I like pleather. I like a little bit of pleather.
You can't really tell. Just by looking at it, you got to be touch it, then you could tell the difference.
You've seen my pleather trousers, right? You can tell they're pleather.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't think I want to remember.
No, they're very cool though. They're cool. I should live in New York with those trousers, says my husband.
It's like a New York kind of
What are you, a
leather pants.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he shared some encouraging words. He mentioned whenever people feel weary from the work that they do, he wants to encourage them, find solace, kind of me time, I guess, you could say, and find rejuvenation through that. Because, whatever craft you're in, you got to have passion and dedication for it. When you feel like you're losing a little bit of that, it's time to... I'm not saying step back and quit.
Reset.
But reset. I think that's very important.
Yeah, I love that. And I agree with that. And one of my favorite quotes is Banksy's, when you're tired, learn to rest, not to quit.
맞아요, right?
And I love that.
A lot of people, stepping back, it means maybe I should find something else. But no, stepping back is resetting your mind so that you could get back to it. Right? Thank you so much, 최문성님, and to our producer, Jisoo. That is today's On the Mic.
I love it. All right, let's have a song. This is Billy Joel with Piano Man.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La 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 li li la, la la li li la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Now John at the bar is a friend of mine. Gets me my drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke or to light up your smoke, but there's some place that he'd rather be. And the waitress is practicing politics us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling alright. It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday, and the manager gives me a smile, 'cause he knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer, and they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? Oh, la la la, di-di-da. La la, di-di-da, da-da. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling alright.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh, I love a bit of Piano Man. Do you know what? I might sing that next week.
Piano Man?
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Sing us a song, you're the Piano Man. I'll sing it like that.
It's like one of those songs you have to like kind of like, have like a mug of beer in your hand.
Yes.
Right? And just swing along to.
You gotta go to the 노래방.
Mhm.
아, 노래방 가자.
저도 간지 좀 오래됐어요.
아, 진짜 오래됐지.
4년 됐나?
Really?
Yeah.
No, come on.
It's because during the pandemic, me and my wife, we enjoy, like going to 노래방 before, but during COVID, like none of them
Yeah.
were open. So we bought our own little 노래방 mic.
Yeah.
And we just do it at home.
I bet your neighbors hate you.
I know, 근데 our neighbors, they're on the older side, so they're kind of
So
hard
they
of hearing,
can't hear.
so it's all good.
잘했네. It's 7:15 on the clock, Friday the 26th of May. Welcome back to Inside Out Busan. I'm Laura McCluckey.
And I'm Minsu Shin. Shall we see what the weather is looking like?
All right. It's 20 degrees Celsius on average here in Busan just now. Morning lows tomorrow morning of 18, afternoon highs of 24 degrees Celsius. Now, this weekend, it is expected to be hot and humid with temperatures exceeding 25 degrees Celsius. Saturday, we'll have lots of cloud and it will start raining from Sunday evening, continuing until the following Tuesday. So it's going to be sticky. Wear your shorts, get an umbrella, be cool, get your BB cream out, stay
Rain boots.
hydrated, rain boots, all of that.
네, 이번 주말은 25도를 넘어 덥고 습한 날씨가 예상됩니다. 토요일은 흐리며 구름이 많겠고요. 일요일 저녁부터 비가 내리기 시작하여 다음 주 화요일까지 이어지겠다고 하네요. 그래서 as Laura said, 레인부츠, 판초이 막 다 챙기세요, 나갈 때.
What did I say?
I said I added on extra stuff to what you said. So I had rain boots and ponchos.
Oh, okay.
네. Onto our traffic. We have congestion on 대교로 from Busan Bridge going towards Saegan three-way intersection. Also congestion on 충장대로 from 사부두 going towards 삼부두. Slow-moving traffic on 가야대로 from 서면 Lotte Department Store going towards 서면 Junction. 모두 다
Drive safe.
네.
Alright.
우리 박진영님이랑 오겹살 조아님 saying Piano Man 너무 좋아요. Piano Man oldies but goodies. 어이구 피디님, round of applause to our producer on that song selection. Lots of our listeners enjoying
Not
that.
to Billy Joel for actually making the song, but to our producer for deciding to play it this
Our producer
evening.
should applaud Billy Joel.
Yes.
And we should applaud our producer for choosing that
And then
song.
Billy Joel should applaud us for playing it on the radio.
It's full circle.
And it's
right?
a full circle. It's a circle of life. Yeah.
Chichibong, time for the very special segment during the second half of our show. We have a packed studio today. Let's get to today's open studio.
That's right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us this Friday evening, the 26th of May. On a Friday in the second half of the show, we always have Inside Out Busan's staple segment, Open Studio, where we invite some guests into the studio and we grill them on aspects of their life and the universe and everything in a nice way.
Yeah. Today we have joining us some young bloods, two students from Bugyong National University. They are here to talk about, as well raise awareness of the crisis of the population decline in non-capital areas. This is a very serious thing that Busan is facing, right?
Yeah.
So let's give it over to them. Hello. Please introduce yourselves to our listeners.
Hello, we are student reporters from Bugyong National University. I'm Kang Lijin.
And I'm Mio.
안녕하세요. Hello.
See, when I said young bloods, 하나, 둘, 셋, hello.
하나, 둘, 셋. I love it. I love it. I love the coordinate. We should do that.
Yeah. Oh,
하나,
we would.
둘, 셋.
Hello.
Hello.
같이 해야지. There we go.
You want me to actually do it? Oh, see, this is what would happen.
That's why we cannot do stuff like this, right?
Every time.
네, so we have joining us, we have 강희진님 and 미호님, students from Bugyong National University. So tell us what you brought to the studio today.
We are here to raise awareness of the crisis of population decline in non-capital areas. So we are talking about the youth population outflow today.
So like we said, very big concern here in Busan and very interesting. Before we go deeper, could you tell us about maybe a little bit about the introduction of the topic?
I believe most of the people heard about the crisis of rural population loss, especially over the past decade. Busan has lost 150,000 people, with the largest number of 20s leaving Busan for INSO.
Yeah, so accordingly, we can say the youth population will decrease by 27% every year until 2040.
Wow.
In fact, the youth population of Busan has already decreased about 54,000 in just 2 years in 2022.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a big number.
Yeah, I know, right? That's insane. You know, Busan is Korea's second largest city with great reputation. We have a beautiful landscape, beautiful people, but now people saying that all Busan has is sea and the elderly people. Will Busan be okay like that? We are so concerned about that.
Yeah, me too. So today we will look at the current situation and causes of the youth population outflow. Also, we're going to look at youth policies Busan City is carrying out, and lastly, some solutions we came up with. So stay with us.
Stay with us.
Yeah. So, listeners, if you're tuning in, we have students from Bugyong National University here to really talk about and see their insight into the population decline that non-capital areas are facing, which means, Busan 포함. 되는 것이잖아요. Yeah.
맞습니다. All right, so let's dive into it. First of all, let's discuss a little bit about what youth population outflow is.
Yeah, so youth outflow refers to the number of young people who lived in one area who moved to other regions. So this is a very common problem in most regions in local extinction.
So you said it's a common problem in most regions right now, and does that also apply to Busan, right?
Yeah. So according to the population movement by age group in Busan in 2021, the population outflow is 39% from 20 to 39 years old, which is mainly seen in this age group. This kind of matter leads to various problems such as declining economic growth in the region, the crisis at local universities, increased social security burdens, and widening regional gaps due to the overpopulation in capital areas.
And so why are young people, because you're young people, and so you're really passionate about this issue. What do you think is the main reason for young people leaving Busan?
So the biggest cause is jobs. Most of the businesses and jobs are located in Seoul, and we can say that's the main reason. Plus, in Busan, there are few high-quality jobs young people want compared to Seoul.
So it's not just jobs, because there are lots of jobs, actually, I think, and Busan is always creating more and more jobs. There's so many policies that are in place to do exactly that, but it's the high-quality jobs for these young people that they're just in the Seoul area, right? That's what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so according to the Busan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the majority of small and medium-sized companies in Busan are having a very hard time hiring the current generation, which is also called as the Generation MZ, while the generation wants to work in Busan. So as time flies, young people's job preferences are changing, but the local labor market can't keep up with them. So this is causing local companies to suffer labor shortages, and it is also making young people to leave to Seoul.
부산 더 좋은데.
It's a vicious cycle.
Busan is much
as they say.
better.
Oh, I agree.
Busan
I agree.
is better.
Yeah.
So
Busan is the best.
it is the best.
It is the best.
Such a nice slogan. So young people in Busan want to work in Busan. However, companies in Busan are experiencing difficulties in hiring these young people. I mean, maybe local jobs are not meeting the expectations of young people, even if they do want to work here. Is that possible?
Yeah, so according to another survey, the first of these causes was wages. The gap between the wage level expected by the current generation and the actual wage paid by companies is about 4 million won a year.
So expected wage gap really wide. I think in the meantime, the job sector preferred by young people seems to also be a really important factor, right?
Yeah, so in terms of job preferences by industry, the current generation in Busan had a high preference for work jobs in the public and other services, IT, information and communication, and financial industry, and very relatively low preference in manufacturing and construction industry, which is the actual higher number of businesses in Busan. This can also be a factor that causes differences between local jobs and young people's expectations because there are very limited jobs for them compared to Seoul.
I see. Oh, that's really so kind of annoying. I want to say annoying because we've got so many cool things in Busan, so many fantastic industries in Busan.
Yeah.
But there we go. Well, so far we've talked about jobs, which you said is the biggest cause of youth outflow and the situation in which young people in Busan have almost no choice, they feel, but to move to Seoul to find higher quality jobs, even if they want to stay here in Busan.
Yeah.
And I heard that you actually prepared an interview in advance related to this. Is that right?
Yeah, so our team member, reporter Song So-min, had an interview with a student who went from Busan to Seoul and is attending a university there. Shall we listen to it?
네, 저는 서울에서 대학교를 다니고 있는 갈석영입니다. 부산에서 학교를 다니다가 반수를 통해서 현재 서울에 있는 대학 재학 중입니다.
서울로 꼭 가셔야 했던 이유가 무엇일까요?
네, 제가 하고 싶었던 건축 디자인 관련 취업 인프라가 서울에 더 집중되어 있음을 알게 되었고 입시하면서 서울이 정보량 등이 더 많다고 느끼게 되어 서울에서 대학을 진학을 생각하였습니다.
취업까지 보고 서울로 가신 거네요.
네.
그러면 취업 문제 중에서도 단순히 부산에 일자리가 없는 것뿐만 아니라 근무 환경 차이처럼 구체적인 이유가 궁금합니다.
근무 환경, 임금뿐만 아니라 제가 보고 듣고 느낄 수 있는 건축물들이나 관련 행사들이 많았고 취업의 선택권 부분에서도 다양성이 있었습니다.
그러면 계속 부산에서 나고 자랐고 부모님도 지금 부산에 계시는데 서울에서 혼자 대학부터 취직까지 하는데 망설여지는 부분은 없었나요?
제가 가족들이 채워줄 수 있는 외로움 같은 경우에서 많은 어려움을 느꼈었고 서울에서 지내는 비용이 만만치 않아 직장 구하는 시간에 대한 비용이 부담스러울 것 같다고 생각했습니다.
그럼에도 불구하고 그걸 감수할 만큼 서울에서 경험할 수 있는 일자리에 대한 메리트가 더 큰 거네요.
네.
All right. Well, thank you to our reporter, Song So-min-님. Could you maybe share with our listeners what that clip was about in English?
Sure. So she said that because the employment-related infrastructure and information are packed in Seoul, she lives and even thinks about getting a job there, although she has to deal with loneliness and the expenses for living there.
Yeah. So obviously, the gap when it comes to cultural infrastructure, it's a big one between Seoul and Busan.
Yeah, so in addition to jobs, the reason why young people are looking to those areas is the lack of infrastructure for cultural life.
And this is something that not just young people, I think, most people feel this way. Like when it comes to things like, concerts, music, musicals, theater plays, even like some, whenever like famous people are visiting, they usually stay in the Seoul area. They don't come down to Busan. So
맞아요.
usually most people have to go
exactly.
up, right?
Like Seoul Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are we not in Busan?
그래 말이에요.
Busan Fashion Week.
Busan Fashion Week.
We need to do it.
Let's do that.
그래 말이에요. Right. So yes, infrastructure just in all most areas of life. It seems that we are lacking here in Busan. That's why it's another reason why young people are, looking for other places.
Yeah, so young people these days think the work-life balance is very important. You know, enjoying cultural life accordingly is a very, very important thing in our total life. But Busan has limited facilities to enjoy cultural activities such as exhibitions and musicals, as you said. And that's why people go to Seoul to enjoy them.
Yeah.
근데 Seoul, if you go to Seoul, it's just so much more difficult to work. So much more competitive and busy and 복잡하고. So work-life balance surely better in Busan. No?
Yeah. I mean, that's because we're experiencing, we're adults now. Like we make a lot of the choices that will affect, our lives. We make those choices. But for like the young people, maybe recent graduates, it's like they're trying to picture themselves as adults. Would I have a better quality of life here in Busan? Or would I have, more options here in Busan, more options in Seoul? It's the unfortunate fact that they see more happening in Seoul. That's why we have this big outflow. All right, well, so now we can see that the gap between education and occupational infrastructure, along with cultural life, is another major reason of the youth outflow out of Busan.
Yeah. Actually, we've got a question coming in from one of our guests, one of our listeners, one of our viewers. There we go. I'll get the English sometime. JB Neem says, please ask the two guests if they want to work in Busan or in Seoul.
Well, if I can get a job here, I really want to work in Busan.
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me too. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to Busan.
Busan.
Yeah.
살아있네.
다행입니다.
So there you go. There's your answer, JB Neem. All right. So are we moving along?
Yeah.
With the segment? Let's. What else do we have?
So, Mionim, can you introduce the next part?
Okay, so we looked at the current situation and causes of youth population outflows so far. So from now on, I take the part to learn how and which policies Busan City is carrying out, Actually, along with the trying to escape the city young people, the city is also planning a lot of policy to hold them from leaving.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The city is constantly trying to come up with new ways to attract more people to work and live, and especially young people for, life in Busan, right?
Yeah.
So there's no way that they haven't come up with any action.
Yeah, absolutely. To learn more details about the policy, we met with the manager in charge at Busan Youth Center for interview.
So you also got this interview?
Yeah. The interview was done by our team member, reporter Lee Hyun-ji. So let's check it out together.
지금 이 부산 청년센터에서 주로 어떤 활동하고 있는지.
저희 청년센터는 주로 청년들의 활동을 지원하는 사업을 하고 있습니다. 주 사업으로는 청년 거버넌스 활동인 청년 정책 네트워크를 운영을 하고 있고요. 그 외에 청년 자기주도 프로젝트라든지 아니면 소셜 다이닝 같은 청년들의 활동을 지원하고 그런 사업들을 주로 진행을 하고 있습니다. 그런 사업적인 것 외에도 청년들이 누구나 와서 또 무엇을 해도 되는 그런 공간을 무료로 진행을 하면서 청년들이 활동하는데 공간적인 어려움이 없도록 좀 노력을 하고 있습니다. 그 청년 정책 네트워크가 사실 청년 거버넌스 사업의 일환으로 진행을 하고 있는데 청년들이 자발적인 참여로 이루어지고 주로 분과 단위로 활동을 진행을 하면서 최종적으로는 그 분과 내에서 나왔던 정책을 부산시에 전달을 하고 또 부산시는 그 제안받은 정책을 긍정적으로 검토하는 역할을 하고 있습니다. 그 외에도 분과별로 자율적으로 어떤 프로젝트를 기획해서 진행을 하는 활동들도 하고 있는데 자율성에 바뀐다는 거는 청년들이 원하는 거를 바로 진행을 한다라는 의미로도 통할 수 있기 때문에 즉각적인 청년 니즈가 반영된 프로젝트가 기획이 될 수 있겠구나. 그리고 또 저는 이러한 청년들의 자율성을 계속 보장을 하는 것이 청년 활동 지원의 방향성에도 맞다고 생각을 하고 있어서 여기에 맞게끔 제가 진행을 하고 있습니다.
앞으로 청년이 살기 좋은 부산이 되기 위해서 어떤 점들이 개선되면 좋을까요?
결국엔 도시가 활력이 있어야 된다고 생각을 하거든요. 그렇다면 그 활력이 어디서 나오는지에 대해서 다시 한 번 더 질문을 했을 때는 청년들의 활동이 활발할 때 그 지역은 활력이 있다. 라고 좀 느끼는 것 같습니다. 청년들이 어떤 그 도전을 하고 또 어떤 활동들이나 사회 공헌 활동이 많은 도시를 우리가 보면서 활력 있는 도시다라고 느끼는 것처럼 그만큼 청년들의 역할이 좀 많이 중요하다라고 생각을 하고 있습니다.
Okay, so that was a really interesting clip. However, it is 영어방송, so could you summarize it for our listeners?
Okay, so like he showed an emphasis on youth autonomy, mainly referring to youth policy governance that positively reviews the policy voluntarily conceived by young people in the city. Because we are not given much time here in the studio, so we skipped some of the contact. But he also highlighted that the participation rate of the youth support project will vary greatly dependent on how much it reflects the needs of young people, and that their needs should be considered carefully. And in addition to this policy he mentioned, the city is going on more policy in various aspects to support young people.
Well, that's always good news. Can you introduce a few of them?
All right. For the habitation, like there are some policy they support monthly rent and monthly rent brokerage fees and interest on rental deposit.
And what about the targets? Will each target be different?
Yeah, policy for the habitation, you are eligible to apply if you are between the ages of 19 and 34, and you must be a registered resident of Busan and with annual income of less than 40 million won. The target house is a house with lease deposit of 200 million won, lease deposit to monthly rent deposit conversion ratio of 6.1% or less.
Okay, so I don't understand any of that.
I mean, but obviously just support for housing under seems like yuck, right? But that's like one of the biggest thing for a lot of young people.
Huge. And trying to get, I mean, even as older people, you and I mean, so trying to get on the housing ladder itself is a really, really difficult and daunting task. It's not just about the money, it's about the paperwork, it's about the huge amount of responsibility that it incurs. For a young person, that is a very overwhelming thing to deal with. So it's fantastic that these policies are coming in. But, you know, it's ongoing support that also needs to be put in place. So what is the policy that supports monthly rent?
Yeah, that one is for young people between the ages of 19 and 34 who doesn't have their own house yet, but they are moving out from their parents. Yeah, they support up to 12 months and 200,000 won per month, but that one is limited to like once in a lifetime.
Right, okay. So there's many policies, it seems like, that support the young people other than, you know, habitation. Can you tell us a bit more about the policies? For example, employment. Jobs.
Oh yeah, for like getting jobs, they are actually ongoing like a bunch of policy, like industry, university linked free products bridge, and like some policy provide benefits to both youth and company. Like company attracts you. That's the policy name. And among them, there's one remarkable policy that attracted my attention is core like you didn't door card. I don't know that stepping stone in literal translation.
맞아요.
Yeah, which financially support the unemployed young people to like lessen their financial burden while they are looking for a job.
Okay. You keep saying young people. Who is eligible to apply for this?
Because I'm young at heart.
I consider myself young.
Yeah.
I'm young. 우리는 영이지?
네.
Okay. Like for that one, you must be unemployed with between the ages of 18 and 34. This one.
Oh.
Yeah. And you must neither be a registered employee in any business nor enroll in any employment insurance.
Okay, so
it's
I
not
mean,
just the age thing for us, I think.
It's not just the age thing. There's other things that at play that means we can't enroll. But
just me.
It's just, I'm sure there's a lot of our listeners, though, who are eligible to apply for this and interested as well.
Yeah.
Where can we find this information?
Yeah, all of the policies I mentioned above, you can check on young.busan.go.kr. Check out the details and applying for it. Got some money.
Yeah.
Go and get your support. That's the thing. When the support is there, what are you laughing at? Go, get your money. Make it money. But everybody should, when the support is there, you can't get it unless you know about it. And that's the thing. That's why a lot of, and I know personally as a business owner, I miss out on so many things because I'm not Korean. And I don't know where to find this information on like Tiwonkum and like other support systems that are in place. So get out there, get your support.
Yeah, the city is doing the best they can, I think, to streamline so that the youth gets the support in the easiest way possible.
맞아요.
All right, so we looked into some ongoing policies for the youth of our city so far. Now, we want to know what you guys think, right? Well, I want to know what you think when it comes to trying to stop this youth population outflow. Let's hear from you guys.
Yeah, so starting from me personally, I think young people should stably be employed in Busan. Overall, the youth unemployment is a very big problem, right? So if Busan secure the employment issue first, many young people will turn their attention to Busan.
Right. Jobs being the number one thing that they're leaving for. If they could find it here in Busan, that's a very, very good idea. So how do you think we can stabilize this concern?
Well, I was searching for cases related to this unemployment security, and I came across this German harsh labor reform.
Oh, okay. So Germany has already come up with their solution for unemployment, right?
Correct. So Germany has faced high unemployment rates for more than a decade, but after this harsh reform, they have been able to overcome it. It has 4 stages, and among these, I particularly paid attention to the working hour reduction and working time account. Do you know what working time account is?
He doesn't. I can tell you now. He has no idea.
Have no idea. Yes.
Look at this face. Look at this face. Eh?
Just you could just tell from my face, right? Just hearing working time account, like my brain's like all trying to work, like it's whirly. You could see steam up here. What does it mean?
So, for example, let's say you are agreed to work 45 hours in a month. If you work for 50 hours in the company, then the overtime 5 hours will be credited to this working time account.
Oh.
These hours are known as plus hours, and if you have accumulated these plus hours, you can arrange time off in exchange.
Oh, makes sense, right? So what does this system have to do with employment security then?
So if this system can be applied when you work overtime instead of the overtime pay, it will be credited to the working time account. And then when labor demand decreases due to things like economic recession, those saved working hours can be used for personal vacation. Then, it is possible to respond flexibility to changes in demand.
Oh, so it's like saving the time and then using it when you want to later.
Flexi time.
Yeah.
It's like money. So along with the system of these working hour reduction, the labor market would have much greater mobility as working hours are reduced. Also, the workers can lessen the concern of getting fired.
Oh yeah, I think that's the biggest, concern when anybody.
Our biggest concern here.
And we're walking on the edge every day. So to make these policies happen, it would be very nice to get the support from the government as well, right?
Yeah, so through this radio, I will say I thought this working time account system should be applied in this Busan's labor market.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of people from Busan City listening to our program,
Yeah.
so maybe they could jot some stuff down.
Absolutely.
Mio, what about you? What do you think?
So my friends, our reporter agent said some system about the working time, kind of like that. So I want to say in the aspects of PR, I think we need some smart PR strategies because you can just sit there and expect the young people to, check out your policy and check out your website, right? Because if you're targeting a generation MC, you should bust a move as they do, right? If you can find them on whatever social media, just go ahead and reach them out. Right?
Yeah.
So also for the young people, please pay attention to this problem. This is your problem, your city problem, and just a matter of time becoming a national problem, right? So all I want to say is let's make living in Busan is a trend. As long as we are in this together, I believe we can do this.
Yeah.
미오 리포터님 약간 무서워요.
무서워요. No, you can see the passion in her.
Passionate, but
right?
not to me. But whoever's listening and any of these politicians or policymakers,
네.
좀 들어야 되겠다.
This is how desperate I am. Okay.
좀 정신
네, 꼭
차리고.
해주세요. You look at the camera.
Okay.
Oh, we shouldn't point.
Pay
We
some
should. Please
attention.
해주세요.
Yeah.
Please 해주세요. Right? Yeah. So, Mio, you brought up a good point. If the government pays, more attention than they do now, but also if the youth also pay attention to their situation more, I feel like they could meet in the middle.
맞아요.
Way faster, way smoother, right?
All right. Well, unfortunately, it is time for us to start wrapping things up. Ejin reporter, do you want to start wrapping things up for us?
Okay, so far we looked at the current situation and causes of the young people population outflow. We also looked at getting jobs and habitation policies Busan City carrying out through the interview with the person in charge.
Yeah, every year young people have to leave Busan for better opportunities and better life, even knowing that there must be some loneliness because you gotta live away from home, right? Living expenses are high like a mountain, you know, but they still have to go to Seoul.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think hopefully it's going to be something that, especially when Busan wins the bid for the 2030 Expo, we're going to be able to attract more people, more and more people, more industries, that kind of stuff. But we really need to solve this problem, you know, for the sake of the young people, which is most important, and the sake of Busan as a city as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like us, we too come up with some solutions today. I hope young people in the city would pay some attention to the issue and participate in several activities to make living in Busan better. You know, many hands make light work.
Yes, so we beg to whoever can make this happen for more attention and participation in this matter. All right, so let's close things off. That'll be it for today's Open Studio. How was it for the two of you? How was it today?
My hands are shaking, and I was
We did not see any shaking going on. You guys did a good job.
Because I was hiding it under the table, so I was so nervous before we stepped in this studio. But I'm happy to finish all of these things, and I can't believe I am still talking in air. So thank you for listening to us this evening. I wish all of you have a wonderful night.
Oh, thank you, Ijin reporter.
Okay, it's been unforgettable time in the studio for me too. Thanks for having us today, and I'm rooting for BFM and Busan City.
Yay!
At last, I didn't wet my pants.
Yeah. She didn't wear her pants.
God.
She was worried. She was very nervous, and she thought she was going to wear her pants.
Oh, we brought that up on air.
So we made a pact.
Yeah.
That if she wet her pants, I would do mine too. But I'm glad that she didn't wear
Everybody is
really,
dry.
I
Thank
really wouldn't do
goodness.
that.
네. 지금까지 누구였습니까?
Yeah, so far I'm Kang Mi-jin.
I'm your reporter Mio from 부경대. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Thank you so much.
아, 진짜 잘했어.
아이고 감사합니다.
진짜 고맙습니다. So all of our viewers, all of our listeners, please do pay big attention to this very, very serious issue. And of course, you can find us on 다시 듣기, so you can listen to this episode one more time at befm.or.kr. And of course, you can see this episode again on BEFM's YouTube channel.
네,
So you can check out our student reporters.
오겹살 조아님 saying 청년들 화이팅입니다.
화이팅!
Very encouraging messages from my listeners. Thank you so much. That'll do it for today's Open Studio.
Yes. All right, let's have a song. This is BTS, Permission to Dance.
It's the thought of being young when your heart just like a drum, beating louder with nowhere to guard it. When it all seems like it's wrong, sing along to Elton John and to that feeling we're just getting started.
When the nights get colder and the rhythm's got you falling behind,
just dream about that moment when you look yourself right in the eye. Then you say, I wanna dance, the music's got me going, and nothing that can stop how we move. Yeah, let's break our glass and live just like we're golden and rolling like we're dancing fools. We don't need to worry, just when we fall we know how to dance. Don't need to talk the talk, just walk the walk tonight. You know just how to break, just get that right vibe, yeah. Cause there's no looking back, there ain't no one to prove we don't got this on lock, yeah. The wait is over, the time is not, so let's do it right. Yeah, we'll keep going and stay up until we see the sunrise. And we say, I wanna dance, the music's got me going. The
that we can keep the fire alive.
Cause it's not over till the summer. Say one more time. Say
I wanna dance, the music's got me going. Nothing that can stop how we move. Let's break our pants and live just like we're golden and rolling like we're dancing fools.
like you're dancing fool.
We don't need to worry, 'cause when we fall we know how to let
Know how to talk the talk, just walk the walk tonight. 'Cause we don't need permission to dance.
안녕하세요. 차가운 도시 남자 Inside Out Busan Rider Steve라고 합니다. Winners of Inside Out Busan's listeners participation segment will get full course meal voucher from Golden Lizzie, a gourmet restaurant in Geojedong and Yeonsandong, where you can taste cuisine from Michelin Guide featured Chef Kim. 미슐랭 셰프의 파인 레스토랑 골든 리지에서 10만 원 외식 상품권을 받을 수 있습니다. A place to entertain your brain and eyes, Museum of Illusions. 당신의 눈과 뇌를 즐겁게 하는 곳. 뮤지엄 오브 일루전 부산 착시미술관 입장권. Coffee voucher and a pack of fresh coffee, whole beans, sponsored by Into Roastery in Yangsan. 언제나 맛있는 커피를 신선하게 만드는 양산에 위치한 Into Roastery 원두 커피. 커피 향 좋다. A delicious brunch for two from Gorilla Brewing Busan, Gwangan branch, the leader of Korean handmade beer culture. 수제 맥주 전문점 고릴라 브루잉 부산에서 제공하는 식사권. Admission tickets for the Busan Next to Sky top floor observatory, which is located at LCT in Haeundae, the highest place in Busan. 부산 대표 랜드마크 해운대 LCT에 위치한 하늘 위의 바다. 부산 Next to Sky 전망대 입장권을 선물로 드립니다. 저랑 같이 가실까요?
Welcome back, everybody. Guess what? Bum 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 ba-dum. Bum ba-dum ba-dum bum. There's no 호기심 전국 today.
네.
Because today's the final show of the season.
Yeah, and we had a very special open studio
We did.
today, right, with students from Bugyong University who
Yeah.
did an awesome job.
Speaking of which, we've got a message in from 2391 name.
네.
You want to read it?
청년들의 열정이 느껴지네요. 인프라가 더 발전해서 젊은 부산이 되었으면 좋겠네요. 청년 화이팅!
화이팅!
네, 아이고 2391님 너무 감사합니다. Very encouraging messages to all the youth
Yeah.
of our city.
The youth.
네, 그래서 부산이 많이 나아지고 있어요. I think it's getting a lot better. Quality of life here in Busan has become. I think we talked about the other day, right? The happiness index of our city has improved so much. Like we're top, right, in the country almost.
Yeah.
So if the same could happen for the young kids, the young bloods, as I mentioned, we could make.
Young blood. It's reminds me of some really bad rap song. Young Bloods, the Bloods and the Crips.
No gang reference to what I
Yeah.
said, right? Because they're the youth,
Yeah.
the future of our society.
Every time somebody says youth, I always think of the song "The Roof Is on Fire."
You word associate too much.
I
That's
do.
why.
I can't help it. So I hear something and it immediately goes to something else. So the Ruth, so the youth are on fire.
Yeah.
Because they are. They're
ADHD much?
Yeah, exactly. But they really are on fire. They're so passionate, so much
맞아요.
열정.
Yeah.
And they were really, really excited about that. So it was very cool to have them in the studio.
Mm-hmm. Well, listeners, we're going to slowly start to wrap up today's show. We do want to let you know, starting next week is the new season here at BFM.
맞습니다. So you're going to see my face, you're going to see Minsu's face, but we're not going to see our producer's face. You never see her face anyway, but we're not going to see her face. You can
You see her hand sometimes.
Here's her hand.
And
Bring
you
your hand in here one time.
You,
Hello.
You hear her shouting sometimes too.
Yeah, it's
right?
the
You
ghost
hear her.
of Studio C.
You might see.
B.
You might see things that she throws at us.
Or when she
on the
pokes
screen.
me.
Yeah. But lots of changes coming to various shows here at BFM. Lots of changes here on Inside Out Busan. You'll just have to tune in next week to see what all those changes are.
Yes, but you will see our faces back here next week at the same time, 8 minutes past 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. And we're going to introduce you to all the cool stuff by then.
Yeah.
So there we go. 김조이님 texting in, hello guys, I'm so full. 뭐 드셨어요?
Lucky you.
아, 배고파요.
너무 좋겠어요,
이제
김조이님.
퇴근 시간인데요.
이제
밥 먹으러
저희도
가자.
이제 배부르게 먹어야죠.
밥 먹으러 가자.
수고했습니다. 감사합니다. Inside of Busan produced by 조윤진, written by 임수진 and Steve. Who are you?
Hosted by Laura McLucky.
And hosted by Minsu Shin. Everybody, bye-bye.
Drive safe. The gift receiver for today is 2391
Oh,
name.
yeah.
And the final song is
축하드립니다.
Little by Little
할 게 좀 있었네요.
by Oasis.
네.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What I just said. But my God woke up on the wrong side of his bed, and it just don't matter now. 'Cause little by little, gave you everything you ever dreamed of. Little by little, the wheels of your life they're slowly falling off. Little by little, you have to give it all in all your life and all the time. I just ask myself why you really here. True perfection has to be imperfect. I know that sounds foolish, but it's true. The days come, and now you'll have to accept the life inside your head we give to you. I know I didn't mean what I just said, but my God woke up on the wrong side of his bed, and it just don't matter now. 'Cause little by little, gave you everything you ever dreamed of. Little by little, the wheels of your life they're slowly falling off. Little by little, you have to give it all in all your life and all the time. I just ask myself why you really here. Little by little, we gave you everything you
부산을 한 장의 사진에 담는다면 어디로 가야 할까요? 꼬꼬마 시절 이때만큼은 세상을 내려다보며 꿈을 키웠고 용돈을 모아 산 사진기는 아직도 서랍 속에 있습니다. 시간이 흘러 키는 자라고 사진은 어디서든 찍을 수 있는 세상이 되었지만 부산의 진짜 모습을 보기 위해서는 같이 가볼 곳이 있습니다. 광복동에서 부산을 내려다보며 우리와 함께 해온 그곳. 새롭게 불을 밝힌 다이아몬드 타워와 함께 용두산 공원이 우리를 다시 찾아